Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad you're watching the show this morning. We've got a big show lined up, but first our weather, brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. And it has been hot last couple of days. A high of 87, low of 76, and water temperature staying at 85 degrees. I see since I've been going, the river readings haven't changed much. I'll come back and they're still low. The Apalachicola at Bluntstown has dropped to a 0.8, and the Choctawhatchee at Carabelle is a 2.8. Both rivers are really low. Be careful out there and don't go fast on the river. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Today is September the 27th. We got a little bit of a tide this morning. It's going to be high at 8:28 this morning, and a low of 5:53 this afternoon. But the rest of the week, we're into some neap tides the next couple of days, so be aware of that. A marine forecast will be south-southeast at about 5 to 10. All right, that takes care of our weather. We'll take a break and be right back. All right, welcome back. First thing I want to do is thank my good buddy Bill Allen for standing in for me while I was gone. We had a really good time. Bill is always so dependable, always comes up with a good show. I was watching yesterday, the Bill, I call that the Bill and Bill show. I always think of the Gong Show when I see them, because I just think they could go. I told them they could go on the road and do a stand-up comedy routine. So it's really good stuff. So thank you, Bill Allen, and for doing that. Appreciate it. One of the things, the trip I went on was out to Venice, Louisiana. That was sort of on my bucket list. I always wanted to fish Venice, Louisiana. I always want to go tuna fishing, just on a pure tuna fishing trip. I know you can catch tuna here, you can catch tarpon here, but I always want to go to Boca Grande and catch a tarpon. So that's the way I am. And so I got that checked off, had a really good time, got some pictures coming up today, but in a couple of days we'll get the film edited. I got a lot of video, and we'll show it to you in a couple of days. So it was some really good fishing and really interesting area out there in Venice, Louisiana. I was able to even catch a redfish sitting on the dock. We were out there a couple of days, and it was a good trip. So I want to thank Nat Harris for getting me hooked up with our good friend Billy Brown up there in Alabama. I'll show you some things they do as far as making equipment and all. And it's a really neat family business since 1944. The business, and they took the folks that work for them. So I'll tell you more about it. Let's go ahead and get in some pictures right now. I want to get caught up on the pictures. Everybody had some good fishing. Check this out. Little Anna Petronas, she and her family went down to Los Cabos, San Lucas. And here she is. She just caught the fish of her dreams, a 300-pound blue marlin right there. Anna Petronas, a big old smile on her face. All right. The girl's keeping it going. Jennifer Barnett had dove season. Good afternoon, breaking into the A5. Nice dove. Look at that. Good gun, good shoot right there. Former Outdoor Club president. Brant Marshall. I seem like I show him every weekend on a good fishing trip. Check that out. Good mess of fish, Brant. All right, let's go to Roscoe Ward. A couple of nice redfish. Good job, Roscoe. Scott Gladden, Greg Gladden, and they went out to the. That's a tuna, a blackfin tuna out there. Okay. Tuna. Let's see. This is Mr. Cosper. This is John Cosper taking the dad. His dad's 87 and he's still catching red snapper. Isn't that amazing? 87 years old. Good job, Mr. Cosper. All right. Elliot Melvin sent us in to Panama City hunting. A decent gator got. This was the other morning. Nice gator. Elliot Melvin and his crew. Now here's the redfish tournament. I didn't get it covered. I was out of town, but we got the results right here. First place, Weir and Sean at 13.32. Second place, Lavin and Chase. That was a close 12.96. Third was Maudlin and Hartke, and I go to all the way down to fourth. Our own Fred Myers and Justin Lee got fourth place at 11.99. So it was close, and we got to see some of the folks that were fishing. All they said, they were caught fish all day long. Several different reports came in from people. They caught fish all day long, but none of them was chubby. You want them sort of chubby, and they were not. They were sort of on the skinny side. Okay, here's the first place guys right here with $3,000 check on the Emerald Coast Redfish Series, and about wraps up the series. They're going to have it down later. They're going to have a tournament, a championship tournament later. We'll let you know about that. Okay. I just thought this was funny. The happiest day of my life. That's me in the background, fishing. All right. That don't need to be explained. Lionfish. Here's a sting right here. Nick Dorado. Look at his right hand. He got stung by a lionfish right there. See how it swells up? They're vicious now. You got to be careful. These experienced divers too. Ben Harris sent this in. Nice wahoo, Ben Harris. Pretty wahoo there. Been a good weekend. Nice fishing. I got a couple more. Oh, here I am at a Venice Marina. Was about the average tuna we got. We got quite a few of these and had a good trip. Fishing capital of the world. Got a couple of them here. That's a better picture of it right there. Okay, they're all hanging in the background. The captain's cleaning them. And we did catch a swordfish, and the boat caught one, and we just sort of we got to stand with it. Okay, and that's a little redfish I caught off the dock. I love the little metal dock. We're right at the dock and levee right behind us, and the guys were cooking breakfast and all, and Nat Harris and Nat was cooking breakfast. We actually caught this before we cooked breakfast. And I see one more, David Murdy's, and we'll talk about that one later. So anyway, caught up on our pictures and all. So we want to. Well, I got a lot more, but everything's going on here. Everything's been a good weekend, been a hot weekend from what I could tell. Everybody talking about doing stuff. When I got back, I was able to run up to the woods. I'm going to come up with a video in a minute and show you that. But I do want to mention, I know Sunday morning at 2 a.m. that accident down in Miami and lost the three men on a boat. And boy, the first thing when I heard it, I thought about boat speed, and you know, it was not, they found no drugs or alcohol involved in it. It was just pure boat speed. And what a tragedy, what a heartbreak for the families. And you know, we've talked about it time and time again here on Panhandle Outdoors, and it doesn't go just for these big fancy boats and all, but it goes for bass boats and all kind of boats that get on the water and go full speed. I'm going to talk about it. If you were I was talking to my students today about it in school. If I was still teaching, and talk about about slowing down. You know, boats don't have brakes, and they just looks like from the picture I saw, they just flat out ran smack dab into the jetties, and that can happen, especially any kind of little fog, or you get turned around, get disoriented, which is, you know, it is the middle of the night and all. It's not hard to get disoriented on the water, especially if the waves not breaking. It's sort of calm out there, and you start going fast, and you just don't see the jetties. And we've shown you the same kind of picture right here over in Destin at the jetties, right here at Panama City at the jetties, where folks run into them on a regular basis. Once or twice, a couple times a year, they're going to run into them. Most of the time, they're going slower. But anyway, again, I want to pass it on. Just drive slow, okay? Get out there, and you don't necessarily have to go the slowest speed possible, but just don't put the hammer down if you don't know what you're doing. And if you're out there in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico and it's calm and all, and you feel comfortable, that's different. But anyway, slow it down. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Well, one thing I was going to mention about Venice, Louisiana, it's the end of the line. It's about an hour south of New Orleans. Just keep on driving. It's sort of a economically depressed area as far as having no big tourist places or businesses. If you don't go down to go fishing or to go to work off the oil rigs, then no need to be down there. There's nothing going on. But it's a unique area, and it is called the fishing capital of the world. There's a lot of red fishing going on, huge trout fishing, a lot of duck hunters. I could hear duck hunters shooting that morning and going out there, just all kinds of things going on. But a lot of people from all over. I ran into folks from Ohio, Minnesota, Michigan, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, all over the place, just coming down there to fish. So anyway, I got a video coming up in a couple of days, and we'll share it with you, okay? It's a lot of fun. Now, I got back, I was able to go to the woods, got right back, and first thing I did, jump and go in a truck and go to the woods. Whitney and Walter were here, and they wanted to move some of the tree stands, so they had some left down here. They want to get them back up there, and it's a good time to get out in the woods. I just love getting out in the woods anytime I get a chance. So got a little video here, got to spend a little bit of quality time with Whitney out in the woods, and it was just enjoyable. What a great day to come back and be able to do that when we first get back. So let's show this video, and we'll be right back after the video.
Well, it's September 24th, and we're trying to get the rest of our hunting stuff up to Tennessee. and it's only going to be about 92 degrees today, September 24th. Up there in Tennessee, it's going to be about 90, but the humidity is probably about 20% lower, so it's a lot more pleasant. So we're out here enjoying Winston's property and gathering up the remnants of what we have. Just come do some work with us. We've learned a lot about what makes good stands and not. Here's an example of good. This tree brace swivels like this. Other ones are fixed, they're clamped on the step, and if they go anywhere but where they're supposed to go, they break. So this is a nice one that'll swing. You can tuck it up out of the way or take it off easily without undoing bolts and nuts that rust in the woods. So Whitney and I like this one. We're fortunate that our neighbors up there in Tennessee, even though we got a little over 70 acres, which is an okay size in Tennessee, they'll just fling it on me, are letting us hunt on their land too, because they don't really hunt. So these stands will come in handy for their properties. And these will be for our lock-on stands, and so we'll be sure and wear our harnesses going up and in the stand and down.
Every year, exactly. Every year, even advanced these. Okay, I tell them all. I tell them Whitney. I said, just be careful, honey. Even with these advanced stands, well-built stands, every year we have tree stand accidents where people just lose their battle. Sometimes they just accidentally do it, but tree stand safety is so important. And wear that strap.
Okay. Hey, and didn't they say that 80% of stand accidents occur on the way up or the way down? It's not when you're in the stand.
That's true.
It's climbing in or climbing out.
That's exactly right. Good point. Yeah, climbing up and getting out of it. 80% of them. But the other 20%, they just lose balance on it. They're out there, girl.
Where'd that come from? Oh, got it. Where do you want this?
Wherever you can.
Be careful. I'll tell the viewers before, this is September and October is the busiest time of the year for snakes. Because what they're doing, they're moving around, they're in a mating season, and also they're getting ready to hibernate, so they're going to eat a lot of food and everything. Right. So they're the biggest snake I've ever seen up here. It was right down here at the end. It was a huge rattlesnake. Really? Yeah, he was in a gopher hole.
Luckily, we haven't seen any poisonous snakes yet in Tennessee, but we do have copperheads and water moccasins and rattlesnakes and stuff, but hopefully we don't encounter those.
I guess they'll be up on the rocks and everything.
Right.
Up down here they're up on the logs and trees, and up there they'll be on the rocks and all.
Well, we won't go looking for them then.
Like we did in Montana.
Right, like we went hunting for them. If we were in Tennessee doing what we're doing now, walking through the woods, the first thing you would have to do coming whenever you would get home was check for ticks and seed ticks. And there's like regular ticks that are down here. But whenever we moved up there, I didn't know what seed ticks were. When I came home, I came inside after being out in the woods, and my legs were itching like crazy. And so I took off my boot socks, and there were hundreds of these little black dots moving all over my leg. Ooh. I had no clue what they were, and I looked closely at them, and I was like, these are baby ticks. And then I looked it up, and they're seed ticks, and they sit in clusters of hundreds, if not thousands. And if you're lucky enough to step right in one, then they'll be all over you. So.
Ooh, that's creepy.
I know, it was really nasty. And they're so small that you can barely see them. So.
Do y'all have those banana spiders up there?
I've seen like
big,
one.
Ugly ones?
Those things are nasty.
At my granddad's old place. I was there last week, and they were all over the place. I'm more scared of them than snakes. I'm not scared of snakes, but those spiders.
I'm scared of spiders more than anything.
Ah, here's a tree stand.
Yay.
This is where Whitney acts like she's driving a team of horses. And hopefully it comes down safely. I need some. Go ahead and bring it to me. All right, I'm gonna lift the stand up. All right, keep some tension in it.
Yep.
A little less. Caught on some limbs here. You can pull it tight with your right hand. All right, come on over the other side of the tree.
Let me get back.
This rope is caught too. Can you undo that rope?
This is caught up on limbs above where I can move.
All right. There's poison ivy on this side, so be careful when you do it. Okay, so be sure you put your feet on the bottom of the stand once you get close. Stay back until we get it under control.
I don't trust these straps.
Good job. I should be helping, but I'm filming. I should be helping. But
This is a really tall stand and somewhat flimsy. It's secure once it's in, but it likes to bow a little bit.
yeah.
Good job.
All right, I got it on the ground.
Bow season started in Tennessee this morning. So ideally we put these stands up a month ago, but we've been absolutely so busy that we haven't been able to, but late is better than never.
I have the light end.
Okay.
So these steps are right at 30 inches in circumference, which is about the size of my waist.
Ooh.
So it works like pants.
What do you think about it, Whitney?
A big pair of pants. Right now, in getting close, well, it's fall, but later on in the fall, the stuff will get crunchy. And I remember whenever I was really little, I would walk around and stomp in it and leave my little footprints in the deer moss. But it's squishy right now, so in a few months it'll be crunchy. And I'll come down here and stomp all in it. So I hope you enjoyed the footage from our day. We got all our tree stands down. We had some great times in the woods. It was good to be with family, and it was a pretty day, a little bit hot, and I hope that you'll get out in the woods before it gets too cold here because it's a beautiful time of year. And so we just had a really good time. From Panhandle Outdoors and Casting Call Outdoors, we'll see you later.
Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. Anytime you get out in the woods, it's going to be a good day. So especially if you get out with friends and family, it makes it even more special. And we were moving those tree stands. They're going to put them up there, like I said. And we've got a lot of situations coming where I know people you can still move tree stands any time of the year. We'll try to get them set now and have them in situations though in a trail where you can move around. I'm more and more going to the ground blind instead of tree stands, but some of the tree stands are excellent. Make sure they're safe and all. We've talked about them before, and especially get one of those quad ones with 4 legs. I like those. Now, I also want to talk, let's do the fishing game times. I have them right here. Fishing game times from 10:09 this morning to 12:09 around lunch, and then tonight from 10:32 to 12:32. And I was up in the woods. I've never seen any bears up in my neck of the woods. That's up there in Calhoun County, but I know so many of you have bears in the woods. And I was looking last night, in the 1970s, we had a couple of, what the FWC said, we had a couple of hundred bears in the woods of Florida. And the latest estimate now, we looked it up, latest estimate now, we have 4,030. Now, we talk about all kind of, about population and taking away the habitat and all that, but it's gone from a couple hundred to 4,030 in this kind of situation with all kind of people in the woods, but they've been protected. So that's why, people want to hunt them and sort of hold the population. Now, you see what happens, they have no predator. You see what happens if they don't have a predator. That's why they're worried about the lionfish and different things like that, getting out in the water and getting out of the woods. So hunting is a great way to control the population to an extent. There's no way you're going to be able to cut out all these lionfish by just a few spear fishermen going out there. And really and truly, the bear population is going to get bigger and bigger, and we're going to learn to live with them. And the biggest thing, of course, is controlling what we do with our garbage, and because they're just looking for food and just don't have any. Hopefully, the dogs and especially family is anywhere around them when they're looking for food. Especially and this time of year now, they're like rattlesnakes and everything else. They're moving around, they're foraging, they're really getting pumped up and trying to get a lot of food in them for winter, because it's not going to be as fruitful in the winter as it is now. So be aware of the bears. Okay, we've got a bunch of them. Okay, got a big show on tomorrow. Travis is going to be here with FWC tomorrow, so we'll have a good show. So be sure to do something good for your fellow man today. Have a good day and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.